Bantana Boy, the top weight, is favourite. It's showing at $2.50. Iron Brew at $9.20. Nada Shah at $8.10. Coastal Image at $6.40. Number 10, Slippery Spy, $9.30 for the first event at Canberra. Sandown race 1. Number 1 is Pluie, and it's showing...
About to move along. Waiting on Slippery Spy, Nada Shah to move in. First of 9 here this afternoon. Thank you, Nick. Now they're adjusting the gear on Georgiana. And that will leave Nada Shah, Slippery Spy to move along. Bantana Boy favourite, $2.30 Bantana Boy. Star of Windsor 23s. Iron Brew at $4.70, one of John Morrissey's gallopers. Having his first start in a race, $19 for Mirage, $28 Cavachi. Now waiting on Georgiana to move along, and we'll have a start in the first. Slippery Spy is riderless. Now, waiting on the riders of Slippery Spy and Georgiana to get back into the saddle, and we'll have a start in the first Division 1 of the maiden handicap, 1,030 metres. Now the line is just about set. Waiting on the starter to come around. He does that now. Starter goes up. Boxed and ready for the first of the day. First division of the maiden. Stand by for a start. They settle down. Waiting on that light to go on. There's the light. Well, there's one pouring at the front of the gate. And away they go. That was a fairly good level start, although Georgiana went back to the tail. Russian Cousin didn't jump all that well. Slippery Spy and Nada Shah showing speed, followed by Iron Brew driving through. Down towards the inside was Cavachi, followed by in triplicate Bantana Boy, Star of Windsor. Going up 3 wide, gaining ground Russian Cousin. A long break behind those then Coastal Image. Followed further back to Mirage, second last and 2 off Georgiana. At the tail of the field, racing up towards the turn inside the 600. And the leader was Nada Shah, a length and a half in front of Iron Brew, followed by Cavachi down towards the inside. Going wide, Russian Cousin is running on. Star of Windsor not too far away. In behind those, Bantana Boy, followed by in triplicate. A long break behind those. Coastal Image followed further back to Georgiana, and Mirage at the tail of the field in the straight. They've got about 300 metres to go, and Nada Shah shaken up as the leader. Iron Brew is trying hard. Bantana Boy right down the outside, followed by Slippery Spy, but Nada Shah is giving plenty. Iron Brew on the outside is trying hard. Iron Brew coming home a shade the better. Now Bantana Boy flying but ducking in, and Iron Brew is too good. Iron Brew has beaten Bantana Boy. A good go for third. Maybe Cavachi just in front of Star of Windsor, and also Nada Shah down towards the inside. In behind those, Slippery Spy, followed by Georgiana, then in triplicate, Russian Cousin, Coastal Image, and Mirage last across the line.
OK, number 3, the winner there at Canberra, which was Iron Brew at $4.30 for the win, having its first start today, $4.30 and $2.10. Second, the top weight there, Bantana Boy, the favourite of $1.20 and $7.50 for number 11, Cavachi, for the place, taking advantage of the inside gate. Now, Sandown race 1, the Teppo handicap over 1,000 metres. Let's take a look at the latest betting board.
They're off and racing, and Pluie down near the inside began well with Richmond here. All the difference jumped okay on the extreme outside when they settled down. Now Black is Beautiful getting a good way back on the rails. Pluie is headed off by Richmond here below the 800 metre mark now. Richmond here out in front. Polo Girl gets up along the inside into second placing, sharing that place with Pluie the outside. All the difference moving up to fourth from Black is Beautiful, and then came Missing Sheets towards the end, and El Manto last, about 7 off the leader. Richmond here in front. Polo Girl with the rail coming to the turn now. They're followed by Pluie going up on the outside of these two. Black is Beautiful behind them, and then All the Difference cornering from Missing Sheets and El Manto below the 400 now. Polo Girl, Richmond here are joined by Pluie on the outside. Black is Beautiful running on fairly. All the Difference is a good way back and under the whip, and Pluie dashed away at the 200. Opened up more than 2 lengths to Black is Beautiful running on, and then Polo Girl and Richmond here. But Pluie is going on to score very easily in the first, and Pluie in the run home scores by about 5 or 6 to Black is Beautiful. Third placing might be Polo Girl on the inside. Richmond here, El Manto made ground out wide, and then Missing Sheets, and All the Difference, the one that was well tried, is last.
Number 1 Pluie, 161.30. 2 Black is Beautiful, $1.80. No third for 6 Polo Girl. In the second at Sandown, 2 Bolter opens 14.50.
Okay, over the line there, number 1, Pluie, to pay 160-120 on the Super Tab. 2, Black is Beautiful, 190. No third for number 6, Polo Girl. Should be 126 there. Some more opening calls. Echuca race number 2, due at 1 o'clock.
Right.
Hello, Nick. Well, it's certainly a fine day here at Canberra. Scattered cloud about. There is the chance of a possible shower or two, but I can tell you that the top temperature at Canberra today is going to be 10 degrees. And they do tell me that there is snow in them there hills, because there was heavy snowfalls on the Blue Mountains overnight. Now we have the details of the protest on race 1. It's second against first. The alleged interference over the final stages. Protest is on Canberra. Second against first. Numbers over the line 3, 1 and 11. Iron Brew heavily backed and did shift ground rather sharply. But whether Bantana Boy was going to beat Iron Brew, the stewards will decide very shortly. Here today at Canberra, it's Fuji Xerox Red Nose Day. Red Nose is, of course, one to raise money for SIDS, the sudden infant death syndrome. We'll talk more about that a little bit later on. But on a very busy day on Sky Channel, let's hand it back to Nick.
Extraordinarily busy. Thanks, Hilton. And we'll take you back to Hilton.
Now, they're off and racing in the first, and Zoff's Delight on the inside was one of the best ones away, beginning quickly too on the outside, Star Bullet. Stylish Bound is showing pace in the early stages, as is Picture Quest, and getting over from an outside gate now ran Lecture. They were followed further back then by a Patch of Blue. The next one, Backer. Next to last then is Dosh, and last of all is New Spec. They run along the back now, 1,200 metres left to go, and Zoff's Delight is the leader. Carts them along by a half length on Star Bullet on his outside. A length and a quarter further back then came Lecture, racing on the outside of Picture Quest, 3/4 of a length further back to Stylish Bound. Then there's a length or two break further afield, then to a Patch of Blue, racing on the outside of Backer. There's Dosh taking off around the outside, and last of all is New Spec. They run down to approach the 800 metre point now, and it's still Zoff's Delight in front. He leads by a half length over Star Bullet, under a good hold on the outside. Just in behind them, Lecture improving. Back on the inside fence then came Picture Quest. Stylish Bound is not too far from the leaders either. Down the side they race as Dosh runs into it, followed a half length further back then by a Patch of Blue. 3/4 of a length off then came Backer, and New Spec is at the tail. Up the hill they run, 450 metres left to go. Zoff's Delight in front, being tackled on the outside now by Lecture and also Star Bullet, and they were followed further back on the inside then by Picture Quest. Into the straight they go. Zoff's Delight headed in the centre by Star Bullet. Lecture is running on, and so too is Stylish Bound down the outside, and Dosh is putting in the big ones. Star Bullet just in advance of Zoff's Delight, who's fighting back. Zoff's Delight on the inside, getting the better of Star Bullet, who's coming again. Star Bullet, Zoff's Delight, Star Bullet, and Zoff's Delight has beaten Star Bullet in third, Stylish Bound. Next over the line, Lecture, and up there too is Dosh, followed further afield then by New Spec. Then came Picture Quest from Backer, and a Patch of Blue was back there towards the tail.
Super Tab 6, Zoff's Delight, 490, 2 even. 5 Star Bullet, 160. 2 Stylish Bound, 120.
Straight under vigorous riding from Jimmy Cassidy. And number 6, Zoff's Delight, has held off number 5, Star Bullet. And Stylish Bound, I think you'll find, ran on pretty well for third. We'll stand by for the numbers to go into the frame now.
Trackside, and once again, here's Hilton Donaldson.
Thanks, Nick. Protest dismissed on race number 1. Correct weight on the placings of 3, 1, 11. Let's have a look at the totes before we get some late mail on race 2 from Michael Heath. At Iron Brew, $4.30, $2.10 in Victoria. Big Bantana Boy and Kavachi, the trifecta, $162.50 on race number 1. Well, Michael Heath joins us most times at Canberra with his late mail, and he's got some picks in race number 2. Michael, thanks for turning the hot weather on for us.
Yeah, cheers, Hilton. Yeah, certainly a nice breezy day in Canberra, very cold, but good weather here. And in race 2, I do like the Morrissey here, number 3, Ken Point, trained by John Morris. He took out the previous race. Exceptionally bred galloper by Ken Mare. Did trial very nicely here a couple of weeks back, and expect Ken Point to win, as does the betting, well into the red with the bookmakers on course. Looking for dangers, 9 Part 2 from the Barbara Joseph camp. A good run at Canberra last start, let him up on that occasion, and good speed horse. You need to be on the pace here today, Hilton, and I think Part 2 will do that and prove hard to hold out. Looking for another danger, perhaps number 7, Apollo's Best, does look well in the mounting yard. Very fit horse, trialled only average, but well drawn in barrier 1, and Greg Farah does ride well, and he's on board.
All right, Michael, rail out 11 metres. It suits front mark, as you were telling me earlier.
Absolutely. You do need to be on the pace here this afternoon.
OK, Michael Heath with the late mail there. They're off at Echuca.
2, 28 for Notre Cheval. Ken Point, 180. Mystic Prince at 12. Northside, 16. Golden Gear at 690. Apollo's Best, 13. Seb's Princess showing at $31. Then we've got 9.20 for Part 2. Cam Wonder at 19. 87 for number 11 New Year. That's for race number 2 at Canberra, 3, 9 and 6. Other selections there. Now let's return to Hilton Donaldson live trackside at Canberra. Here's Hilton.
Well, the big race for the Canberra Racing Club, or the ACT Racing Club each year, is the Black Opal, and Nita McCauley paints the winner of the Black Opal each year, and she joins us now. Nita, how did it come about that you got to paint the Black Opal winner?
Well, it was just a mutual agreement with the race club and myself, and somebody thought it was a good idea, so we started off.
Does it take long to do?
Well, it takes me a time to do, a few weeks to do the painting, but I come on Black Opal Day, and after the winner goes back to the stables, I go and sketch him and photograph him, talk to the strapper because he knows all about him, talks about his personality, and then I take all that information home and I work in the studio. And
can you buy a print of what your work?
Well, I believe the race club are going to have prints made of the winners. I've done paint so far and fraud last year, and the paintings have been photographed, ready for the print, so hopefully that'll all...
And the print we're seeing, or I beg your pardon, the painting we're seeing on Sky Channel right now is of a retired thoroughbred horse.
Yes, he's retired now, and he's a show hack, and I've changed that for the person that owns him.
Well, we look forward to the Black Opal each year, and it's marvellous that you can come out and do that for the club.
Yes, well, I'll be around the stables later too to have a look at all the others.
Good on you. Nita McCauley, the painter of the Black Opal winner each year at the ACT Racing Club here in Canberra.
Yeah, it's a lovely print too. We might have a chance to show that a little bit later on too, because it was only very quick we saw that, but it's a magnificent print of the Black Opal winner. Now, race 2 at Canberra, the Xerox document maiden handicap over 1,030 metres. They are moving in there now. At Fairfield, Yeltel, the winner over Alpine Blue Maple Prince. Quinella 380, exacta $18, and the trifecta $77.50. Now, the painting that Rita does on the Black Opal, and there it is there. Magnificent horse, isn't it? And a lovely painting. Magnificent. And keep your eye out for those paintings there from Rita McCauley. Nice work. Now, race number 2 at Canberra. Let's take you there right now. $1.90 now for number 3, Ken Point, as we take you to Tony Campbell.
Thanks, Nick. Moving in race 2. 87 Notre Cheval, $1.90 odds on Ken Point, first starter. Beautifully bred. Ken Point, the younger brother to Here's the Prince, who ran a very good race at Warwick Farm yesterday. Now, Seb's Princess goes up. Mystic Prince about to move along. That will leave the riderless Golden Gear to move along for race 2. Now, waiting on Mystic Prince to move along, and Golden Gear well supported this first starter, the John Morrissey galloper Ken Point. A 3-year-old by Ken Mare out of Here's the Point, that former good mare. And of course, Ken Point's elder brother, Here's the Prince, as I said, ran a good race at Warwick Farm yesterday. Here's the Prince is being set for the Canberra Cup, the Qantas Canberra Cup in October. And of course, Here's the Prince won the Wagga Cup earlier this year. Now, the line is just about set. North side stands up. Mystic Prince, Ken Point, Golden Gear appears to have gone into line. Notre Cheval stands up, Can Wonder, New Year and Patu. Now they're all in, line is set, race 2, stand by. Just waiting on the light. 1,030 metres the journey. No light on as yet. Apollo's Best stands up. Starter holding them for some reason or other. Must be one towards the outside, giving or causing some concern to the starter. Still no light. There's the light now. And away they go, Apollo's Best and Mystic Prince slowly away. Golden Gear didn't jump all that well. And Patu went straight to the lead, followed by Ken Point driving through. New Era is down towards the inside, followed by Seb's Princess not too far away. Getting in behind that group was Can Wonder, followed by Golden Gear, then north side. Notre Cheval as well back, followed by Mystic Prince and Apollo's Best as last. On settling down as they race down towards the 600. And the leader Patu taken on by, on the outside, Ken Point. Off the track, Seb's Princess running on, followed by New Era down towards towards the rails. A break behind those then, Golden Gear as they race towards the turn. And Can Wonder not too far away, followed then by North. Oh, there's one down. Oh, two's down. Two down on the turn. In the straight with about 350 metres to go. And Patu is the leader. Ken Point is trying hard, followed by Seb's Princess. Further back behind those then, North side. But Patu kicked away at the 200. Patu going very strongly. Ken Point is trying hard, followed by North side. But it's all Patu. And Patu races away for a most impressive win. Patu first, Ken Point second. Now third is Seb's Princess, followed by North side. A break behind those then, New Ear, followed by Can Wonder. Well back in the field, Apollo's Best, followed then by Notre Cheval, and these two that have fallen, we had Mystic Prince and number 6, it looks like, Golden Gear. They came to grief at the turn into the straight.
All right, we'll check on the condition of those riders. One of them looks quite okay there, and the other one's still just lying down there at the moment, but they are being attended to. 9, 3 and 8 there, race 2 at Canberra. Now, Bolter at $11, Sandown. Centerani at $4. Kabila at $7.80, like a Trojan 15. Volcano City at $2.70, 16 for gasoline. Ildon $7.20, 24 hours Savant. And then we have Walsall, number 10 at $50. And Effective at $110. That's for race 2 at Sandown.
They're off and racing now. Gasoline bounded in the air, missed it a little, and Kabila gets back there early in company with Il Don. The first out is Like a Trojan in front of Bulter settling on the outside, and they're a couple of lengths clear as they sort themselves out. Our Savart moving up to third and Volcanicity going up fourth on the outside. Centre Rain more prominent with the blinkers on today, followed by Walsall. Then Kabila on the outside, about 2.5 lengths further back as Gasoline as they go past 1,000. Well back is Il Don, and last is Effective. Heading along the back now, Bulter went clear from Our Savart, a length and a half in front. Like a Trojan third the rail, and Volcanicity is up fourth a length away. One Centre Rain and Neck Kabila, 2 lengths to Gasoline. Walsall losing ground, hard ridden. Il Don has gone past it on the outside, and Effective is joint last as they came down near the 600 metre mark nearing the turn. Bulter in front, a half length clear from Our Savart, a length and a half to Volcanicity. On the rail, Like a Trojan, Kabila hard ridden coming fifth around the outside of Centre Rain, Gasoline, and then Il Don. When they corner, and Effective and Walsall are struggling at the rear. Bulter led into the straight against the rail at the 400, 2 lengths to Our Savart, running on well under the whip. Then Like a Trojan on the rail, followed by Volcanicity, who's under extreme pressure. He's plugging on pretty gamely though, clear of Centre Rain, and then came Il Don and Kabila. It's Our Savart and Bulter with 150 metres to go in front of Volcanicity. Bulter's in front of Our Savart, trying hard. Bulter by a half, Our Savart. Bulter's pulling out plenty for Michael Barlow, and Bulter wins at a length and a half, Our Savart. Il Don got up for third from Volcanicity, who looked to have every chance. They were trailed then by back behind those Like a Trojan, and then came Centre Rain and Kabila. A gap to Gasoline, followed by Effective and Walsall back at the tail of the field.
That trifecta on the previous Canberra, 203.10 on 938. Melbourne 2, Bolter, $12, $3, 9 is Savart, $6.10, number 8, Il Don, 230.
On the Super Tab there, number 2, that's Bulter to return $12.80 and $2.50. Number 9, Our Savart to pay $4.90 and 8 for third, Il Don, $2.10.
City fourth and fifth was Like a Trojan, 127.2 the time, 2, 9 and 8 are the numbers. Bulter taking it out, Michael Barlow over Our Savart and Il Don. Favoured Volcanicity had every chance, I thought, sitting up in fourth place, but he was struggling about 350 metres from home, and it's been Bulter who's raced up on the pace all the way, and he's been too good for them. Ran fifth at Flemington behind Carlisle last.
More from Melbourne shortly at the barrier, Caloundra. It's followed by race 3 at Fairfield at
Seb's Princess, Quinella 420, trifecta 9, 3 and 8, 270, 230 on the second at Canberra. Now let's take you to Paul Dolan right now for the Emma's Affair Maiden Handicap Race 2. This beautiful, magnificent, sunny day at Caloundra. Here's Paul.
Certainly is. Yes, great day weather-wise. Moving into the stalls now for the running of the Emma's Affair Maiden Handicap. 1,600 metres the journey. That's glaring in the Greg Mance colours to move up. Notice Greg had a runner down south somewhere earlier on. Sandown, I think. Now they're all in the stalls at the 1,600 metres start, and $3.
Hilton Donaldson, here he is. Live trackside, Canberra.
Thanks, Nick. John Morrissey has won the last 14 premierships here at Canberra, which is a marvellous feat. It's got to be a record of some type in Australian racing. He's had a winner on the program today, Iron Brew, a first starter in the first. Here's Ken Point in race number 2, running second. But he's got 19 runners all up today, and he's taken time out on his busy schedule to join us. Well, John, I think your schedule today is a little busier than organising the opening for the Olympic Games.
Oh, it's very busy, but we always support these tab meetings, the Sky Channel meetings for the club. I think that's the way racing is going, and we support them, and we've got to be busy.
Race number 7, you've got 5 runners. It'll be absolutely bedlam down in the stalls.
Oh, I've got some pretty good boys to work for me. We'll get through it pretty good.
What's your best hope in the feature event, the Fuji Xerox Open?
I would say Last Soprano, Prince Magic Eye and Anita probably looking for further, and the other 2 horses like the sting out of the ground, so she's probably the picket.
I see you're going to set Prince Magic Eye and Anita for a race in Sydney. What's that?
It's the Spring Country Cup. You've got to have 3 of your last 6 starts in the country area, so hoping to head those towards that racing.
Race 6, you've got no runners. You've got 2 runners in all other events that do remain apart from race number 7. I think that's right.
Yeah.
But race 9, you've got Ben Glide on a Canberra Cup trail.
That's only if he goes well. He's on trial at the distance today. He's a funny action course, and if he can run the distance, we'll sort of consider that, but he's on trial at 2,000. So.
Does he owe the stable? Because I reckon I called Warwick Farm a few months ago, and I think the Canberra punters were on track at Warwick Farm, and they may have left some in.
Yeah, they're knocking our price off a bit down there on him, and we weren't putting as much as it was indicated. He owes me a bit. I had him in the doubles that day of Truly Diamonds, and she was 25 to 1, but he owes me a bit.
Well, hopefully he can go a little bit better today, and of course he won brilliantly last time out, and let's hope the 2,000 is not beyond him. But best of luck today. I'll let you go, John. You're very busy.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
John Morrissey there, who's got many runners all day. Keep an eye out for Jay Morrissey in your form guides, because he'll train more winners on the program. Here's Dale at Fairfield.
Thanks, Hilt.
We're off and racing now, and on the outside, Lonsley Fard might have won the jump, and beginning quickly down near the inside was Classy Jack. Dane Star is midfield, and John B. Quick is out in search of the lead. In fact, nobody really wants to lead as they come down and approach the winning post the first time, and by the benefit of the inside, Red Savage takes up the running, but he's under a good hold, and he leads by a half length on Classy Jack as they run out of the straight. Settling third on the outside then is John B. Quick, followed further back then by the favourite Zayo Zip. They were followed further back just in behind them, then getting up on the inside fence by Tip Top. Around the outside then came Lonsley Fard. It's 3 wide. Back between runners then is Dane Star. Next to last then We Say So, and Priceless Asset pops out at the tail. Still no pace on as they come up and approach the 1,200 metre mark now, and it's Red Savage in front. He leads by a head to the good of John B. Quick on the outside. 2 lengths off then came Classy Jack. A similar distance further back then on the outside came Zayo Zip, covering up Tip Top. Back on the inside then between runners is Lonsley Fard, followed further afield then by on the inside there it's We Say So. Next to last is Dane Star, and Priceless Asset is at the tail. They commence the run up the hill along the back this time. 800 metres left to go, and Red Savage has been allowed to bowl along at his own pace in front. He leads by a half length over the Dale Spriggs mare John B. Quick on the outside. Now working a little closer is Classy Jack as they come up the hill, followed further back then by Tip Top. Lonsley Fard is commencing a run. Zayo Zip is back in behind them, about 3 to 4 lengths off the pace. They were followed further afield then by Dane Star, getting a bit of a go, and around the outside of We Say So, and Priceless Asset is taking off from the tail of the field as they come down and approach the home corner. Red Savage still in front, but he's challenged immediately on the outside now by John B. Quick. Running on is Classy Jack, and Zayo Zip out for early enough if good enough, and right down the outside Lonsley Fard. Classy Jack goes to the front now. Here's Zayo Zip, and through the middle Priceless Asset. Priceless Asset getting it after Classy Jack, and Zayo Zip on the outside. Priceless Asset, Zayo Zip, Priceless Asset, Zayo Zip. They hit it, don't know. A very, very close go between Zayo Zip on the outside and Priceless Asset just in behind them. Third's close between We Say So and Classy Jack, and up there too is Lonsley Fard. They were followed further afield then by Red Savage and Tip Top. Then came Dane Star back towards the tail of the field.
All clear, Fairfield.
Gee, this is desperately close, this here. Zayo Zip on the outside and Priceless Asset.
Okay, 2, which was Zayo Zip, 180-120 if it gets it, or 1 Priceless Asset, 870-230. 9 We Say So for third, 440, or number 4 Classy Jack, 240. Number there in a moment. Second at the harness racing in Victoria coming up soon at Charlton, race number 2, and there number 1 is showing Southbank 24 442, Robin Royale 9 and 260, 3 Command Satay 880 240, 4 Ticket 2 Favourite 5 and 145 at Surfing Home 7 and 310, 6 Bossy Ben 5 2290, 7 Light of Fire 24 8, 8 Pyrenees Prince 76 20, 9 Morley Pride 18 570, 10 Sticky Beak 16 570, 11 Out 12 Bayanko 5 51 60, 13 The Dancing Queen 27 and 8, 5,400, 3,400, 12 65 selection. Second Charlton 130. That's only a minute or two away. Now it's 214 Sydney.
Number 2, Zayo Zip on the New South Wales tote should pay $1.80 and 104. Number 1, Priceless Asset at $2. And number 4, Classy Jack should pay $2.40 following the running of race number 2. Priceless Asset, of course, is race...
The stalls.
Hold all tickets, Canberra. Stewards wanting to look at the film. Hold all tickets at Canberra. Caloundra follows Melbourne.
Riders around New South Wales. He's at Canberra today. He's talking to Hilton Donaldson live trackside.
Leading local rider Matthew Carl joins us on Sky Channel now. And Matt, you're on race 3, number 5, Zabil's Pride, a newcomer from the John Morrissey stable.
Yeah, Hilton, I don't know a lot about the horse Hilton. I haven't ridden him. He won a trial here nice, according to the connection, so hopefully he'll produce today.
Now in the 4th event, Touch of Glory, you're on this horse at Forbes the other day and a beaten favourite. Did you have much luck?
Got held up probably between the 600 metre and 400 metre mark. I think across the race, Hilton, yeah, it was a bit better luck today. I think she'll be hard to beat.
And of course in race number 7 you're on La Soprano, which probably looks the best of the 5 from the Morrissey stable.
Yeah, I rode her first up in town. She was a little bit disappointing there, Hilton, but hopefully today in a home track and second up she'll produce a better run.
Now the rail's out 11 metres today. You've been out there twice already with of course some success on Ken Twent. Where's the best place to be?
I think it's pretty much the same all over Hilton today, yeah. I don't think there's any great advantage in getting wide. I think it's quite a right all over.
Is it any colder out there than it is here?
A bit the same.
Well, you better go and get ready to ride in race number 3. Good luck.
Okay, thanks, Sean.
Matthew Carl there, who's on in the 3rd event on the newcomer here, Zabil's Pride, which incidentally has opened fairly safe in the bookmaker's ring.
Well done. Thanks, Hilton. Yeah, I tell you what, it is pretty cool there at Canberra today. Let's have a look at the 3rd market. And $1 at $8.80. 23 for Armed Pirate. Concord Flight 13. Supreme Butterfly $3.30. 4.80 for number 5 Zabil's Pride. Grandale at 20. Major Quest at $48. 23 for Bulgar Avenue. Costa Azur at $27. And then we've got number 11 at 17. Petite Starkers at $8.50. Hot Sox 12. November Malay 33 for the 3rd race at Canberra, due in 4 minutes. 5, 1 and 4. Well, they are the tips from Tony. Mounting Yard Mail. Let's see what's happening late. Once again, here's Hill.
Thanks, Nick. We've had a bit of a tyre change. They tell me that this tyre here is the ACT Racing Club tyre, and it's an absolute beauty. And Michael Heath has had a good look at them in the mounting yard. He's been in the betting ring. And what's the late mail here?
Number 4 Supreme Butterfly. Hilton did win here last start, but been on protest. A very fit gelding, certainly a little bit awkwardly drawn, but he's got a lot of pace. He'll take up a forward spot, and that's the place to be this afternoon. He looks well, and he looks well placed. Good value too, around half each way odds with the bookmakers. Hardest to beat, number 1 $1. A little bit unlucky at Goulburn. Did try well before making his debut at Goulburn. Big improver here, well drawn in barrier 2. Certainly improved in condition. And Matthew Carl's mount, Zabil's Pride, won a barrier trial here at Canberra recently. Looks well. Might get back a little bit, which will be against him, but you can't knock the Morrissey camp at all.
And you've had a good look at the first 2 events. Where's the best place to be?
Hard up against the fence.
Okay, we'll look for the horses that can get on the rails. Thanks very much, Michael.
Thanks, mate.
Michael Heath with the late mail here, 4-1-5. And there's 2 out at Echuca. We might have a quick look at the market, seeing we've got a chance now at Echuca. You've got...
Now, let's have a look at Canberra, and it's $4.90 for $1. Down to number 4 Supreme Butterfly $3.40. Zabil's Pride at $4.40. Grandale at $12. And then we've got 67 for number 7 Major Quest. Over we go from number 10 Court d'Azur at $50. 10 for Petite Starkers and Hot Sox $10 for the 3rd race. Canberra due in around about a minute or so from now. It's the Ridges Canberra 3-year-old maiden. Now, Canterbury dividends. Zayo Zip the winner at 180.104. Favourite just getting home over Priceless Asset and Classy Jack. Quinella 6.30. Trifecta was $42.20 on the 2nd race at Canterbury. Now, Sandown the 3rd, $5.90 for Toil. And then we've got Supercut at $10. 12 Verts out. $10 Damascus Road. Number 5 is Silver Neon.